Hello, sir.
Hello, hello.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening. Hello.
Okay.
Okay. How many of us are on at the moment?
Yeah, we are going to start in the next 5 minutes, sir. The anchor is
Okay.
currently having network issues.
Oh, okay.
So sorry. Good evening.
Yeah, good
I'm
evening.
so very much sorry. It has been the network.
That-
Um, Apologies.
just left now. I think you'll be back soon.
All right. Good evening, Mr. Ani. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I'm sorry, I am the host.
Oh, nice
It was
meeting
due
you.
to the network. Same here, sir. Pleasure is mine.
Okay,
And we're about to start now. You are probably the second speaker or something.
okay.
So, um, while we wait for others, I think we should go for the maybe introduction, just to know about what we have on our team that transforming the youth of today and tomorrow, awakening generation.
So, um,
Okay, I think we are waiting. We are waiting for Mr. Laurel. But then if he doesn't come on the next 2 minutes, we are going to start with you, Mr. Mili.
okay.
All right.
Nurat, let's start, please.
Okay. Mr. Nee, good evening, sir.
Oh, good evening.
All right, sir. Um, you have to make it really quick, and we're so very much sorry for this delay or something. We are
No
sorry.
problem. No problem.
All right. So, we all know that you are a content creator and a graphic design coach.
Okay.
So, the topic to you is to tell us stories about how it has been like you growing as a Nigerian youth. So, we want to learn from you, and you have 20 minutes, which is 15 minutes for you to talk and 5 minutes for any questions that we have for you. Because we've in the form we created a place where your fans can actually just type in their questions and they've responded. You have questions to answer just for them to learn.
All right. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, yes, very well.
Okay. Okay. I will not waste time introducing myself. My name is Lee Amuda, and I'm a graphic design and a coach. Also, as you said, also I'm a content creator. So growing up as a youth, I'm also a youth. I'm still a youth. Okay, and but growing up much earlier, one of the challenges I had was trying to identify my passion, trying to identify what I love doing and what I find pleasure in doing. So when I went to school, I studied welding and fabrication, which is what I was influenced by my parents to study that. And after I graduated, they still wanted me to do the practical side of it, which I also obediently started doing. While I was doing all this, I still had this calling, this passion to create designs and to teach people, to impact people via graphic design. And I was doing that with my smartphone. So while I was still in the wedding workshop, I would still be pressing my phone when we are on break. I would continue to learn how to create designs and how to share my knowledge on social media. What really encouraged me to really become what I am today was a bold step that I took because my parents were like, "We want you to become this, we want you so that no Nigeria, this and that, and you need money, you need to have a very good handwork." So they recommended wedding and fabrication, of which I was doing, and I was learning very well. But I had issues with my eyes. I always wake up at night to read, and I had issues with my eyes, so I had to stop that work. It was not easy for me to stop because my parents were the one that paid for me. They paid for me, but I had this passion to go into graphic design, the tech space, and also web design. So I had to one day sat down and thought about my life, and I decided to take the bold step to stop. Of course, it was not easy when I stopped, but I decided to stop because I had issues with my eyes, and I was having this calling, this passion to do graphic design and to teach it also to people. So I stopped the work. While I stopped the work, I started creating designs on social medias, and thank God I was getting clients. People were patronizing me.
That's nice.
So I started also sharing my knowledge to people that would be interested. I didn't wait to be perfect before I started sharing my knowledge. I started with all my imperfection because I knew that I I I'm good in teaching. So I started teaching them, and the thing was like magic. They were sharing testimonials of how the class have impacted them, and so I was encouraged. I continued to do more. And one of the challenges I had was that what would my parents say? And that is one of the issues that many youths, young people have today. They allow their parents to choose what they want to become, not knowing that they must find who they are. You must need to find who you are, find your passion, and pursue it. Of course, my parents wanted me to do wedding and fabrication, which if I had done, I would have even got my hand blinded or even get one hazard or the other. But I had to stop because my passion was graphics, graphic design, and I'm enjoying it today. So the first thing that I want to pass out here is finding what you like and building a career around it. So finding exactly what you are passionate about and build a career around that stuff. So for me, it's graphic design, and I have a lot of impact in this field of graphic design. Okay, so another issue was, where do I have a laptop to do my designs? I started with what I have. I had my smartphone, so I started creating design with my smartphone, and I was charging as low as 500 naira per design. And right now, I can charge as much as 7,000 naira per design, all with my smartphone. Before I was able to get a laptop and started learning web development, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, which I'm currently learning now. So my point there is, you don't need to have everything before you start making impacts. With the little resources and the little um, stuff available at your disposal, you can start creating value. Yes, one of the things that will make a youth, a young person, to be very, very, which word should I use now? To be impactful is to be a person of extreme value. A person of extreme value. Because if you are a person of extreme value, you begin to create value. I started that recently. At the time, I thought that if I share what I know, my knowledge, if I share it for free, how would people pay me for my masterclass, for the things that I prefer to teach them privately? So I was holding back some information. And then it came to a time that I realized that it is when I give out that I will get more. So I created a YouTube channel and I started pouring out a lot of content there. At first, I was very reluctant to put content. I was putting videos just, in fact, the kind of video I created was very, very poor because I didn't want to give out everything. But then I realized that the more you create content that are valuable and helpful, the more impact you make in people's life. So I decided to create a lot of content. I put a lot of videos there. It's going to about 145 videos now,
Wow.
and they are all very cool. And people are coming. I watch your video, and it's helping me. I'm receiving testimonials every day. Then I started creating content on my Facebook profile, and I started receiving followers from every corners. People started sharing my post because I started creating helpful content, not just creating content, but helpful content that people can actually resonate with. I started telling my stories also, the story that people would hide, the story that people would don't want, they're ashamed to share. I found out that if I share my story, I can bring out a lesson from it, and people can actually learn from the lesson, and it will help them to be better. So I started sharing my stories, and I was getting real people following me, coming to my DM. I want to do business with you. I want to register for your class. I want to know more about you. I want to do this. I want to do that. And I was like, I'll just be smiling. So the thing is, becoming a person of value is what will help you to create impact in people's life. And the kind of impact you create is transgenerational. Just like this youth impact center, the topic saying awaken, generation awaken, preparing the youths of today and tomorrow. And if you are a person of value, it will help you to be able to create impact in people's life. So one of my challenges was having not enough resources to start, but I started anyway. I didn't have everything, but I started with what I have. So that is just it. And right now, we have trained, I think, going to 800 students in the
Wow.
masterclass, teaching people how to make money with a smartphone. The country we live in now, Nigeria, has a lot of issues, challenges here and there. But all those challenges doesn't concern a person that have an abundant mindset. The mindset that means that says that despite all that is happening around, I can still become great. I can still become impactful. I can still make headway. So no matter what is happening around, I don't care. Economy is this, economy is that. There are so many opportunity in the online space, especially if you know how to take advantage of the internet. So my encouragement to my final word to youths out there that are listening to me is that don't give any excuse for your failure. Don't give any excuse for where you are now. Don't give any excuse. Leave your comfort zone. Don't try to get everything figured out before you start. Just start. Don't try to get everything, all the question, oh sorry, all the answers to your question before you start. Right now, with what you have, you can start making progress. You can start making headway. And if you have a smartphone, you should be able to make at least 100,000 naira from it, even if there is nothing happening anywhere, even if dollar is increasing. It doesn't concern you. What concerns you is that you have an abundant mindset, you have a skill, and you can actually make a lot of money from it. And youth, young people, should not be the kind of person that involve in internet fraud, or they're looking for quick ways to make money. Becoming great and becoming successful in life takes a lot of process. It is not overnight something, it is over time. So if you want to be a great youth, a great person listening to me right now, that means you need to be ready to follow process. Process sometimes can be difficult and hard, but eventually it will pay off. Don't be like the kind of person that want to blow overnight. Like we have a lot of them on social media today. They want to just blow, they just want to post here and there. You need to build stamina and create a lot of value inside you so that no matter where you stand, you'll be able to make impacts. So create value and become a person of value. Money is just the least thing that you should be expecting when you are growing or when you're thinking about impact. Money is the least thing. Don't think about money. Think about developing yourself. Money, a lot of young people are chasing money today. I want to become a millionaire overnight and all that. But no, what you should be chasing after is personal development. If you develop yourself, then money will be one of the rewards for developing yourself. People pay you for developing yourself. For example, people keep paying me to join my masterclass, and I keep learning to improve myself, to teach them, and to give them more value. I don't give them the same content all the time. I improve on myself because they are paying me. And so, chasing money is not the way to get money. But if you want to get money and worth, then you need to start attracting it by becoming a person of value, by becoming a youth of value, by staying ahead of the other youth in the whole world, by creating value, becoming a person of value. And this is what many other persons they don't know. If you want to stay long and stay far and stay strong, then you need to build stamina within. And this stamina is because of your own personal development. I think I'll cut it here because of time so that I'll take questions.
All right. I think Nurat is having network issues.
Okay.
I'm coming. Let me get your question.
Still trying to get this stuff.
All right, sir. So your first question, we have about a lot of people actually ask questions. Okay, the first question I can find here is how do I get rid of the fear of failure?
Okay, how do I get rid of the fear of failure?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Right. To get rid of the fear of failure, you have to face it. Now, fear of failure is a type of fear. It's also fear. And the way to deal with fear is to face it. You need to face your fear in order for you to overcome it. So if you're afraid to fail, don't sit down and do nothing. Start doing something. That's how you overcome that fear of failure. Move ahead.
All right. Another person asks that, how do I take actions on my goals and stop living in my imaginations?
Okay, okay. How do I take action on my goals and stop living in my imagination? Okay, all right. So, you need to look at it this way. If you want to buy a shoe and you have the money, you would not think about it. You would actually take the money and go to the nearby shop where the shoe shop where they sell shoe, and you will buy the shoe. That's how you deal with that. So if you have goals written down, you don't just write it down and then begin to think about it in your head. You have to take action. And how do you do that? You already have the will to do it. So you have to move, because some persons will write and they will not take any action. The way to take action is to take action. There's nothing about it. Tell yourself to stand up and do what you're supposed to do. If your goal is to read one book in a month, start reading it. There's no magic about it. Pick the book and start reading it. If your goal is to pay for an online class and you have the money, take the money and pay. Don't think about it. Take action immediately.
All right. Another person asks that, how can you monetize your skill as a graphic designer?
Okay, as a graphic designer, there are many ways you can monetize your skills, and I will share some of them. Number one, you can create an online course. Yes, you can create an online course. If you are very good at it, you can create an online course that will teach people what you know and charge them a fee for it. I do that. I charge people 5,000 to teach them what I know. That is number one way. Another way is that you can offer your service as a graphic designer. So you can start advertising yourself, telling people on social media and offline and online that you can actually design for them, and then you show them sample. You can make money like that too as a graphic designer. You can also offer coaching and mentorship services. If you are very, very good and expert and authority in graphic design, you can tell people that, okay, I want to mentor you, I want to coach you. 1 month is going to cost you this. I will teach you my strategy, I will teach you my secrets and all that. You can also sell graphic design resources. That's another way to monetize your skill as a graphic designer. If you cannot teach, if you cannot offer your service, then you can sell your skill. So you can sell resources. You can sell free stock images and some other resources. You can get money with that. I
All
think I'll
right.
stop there.
Thank you so very much, sir.
You're welcome.
This is so great. A very great opportunity having you on the show. Thank you so very much, sir. On the
You're
program,
welcome.
rather.
Thank you
Thank
for
you for
having me.
coming. You're welcome, sir. And a very big welcome to Miss Karimot Odebode. We've waited so long for your presence. Thank you so very much for attending, ma.
Welcome, ma.
Where is she? Network, please don't fuck up.
Okay, so are you done with the
So,
questions?
In absence of her, let's take one more question here. The person says, tips of becoming successful in his or her field for someone who sees you as his or her role model.
Okay. I didn't get that question.
Someone that sees you as
Okay.
his or her role model. What are your your tips for becoming successful for the person? What can you say
Okay.
to the person?
Okay. Number one, find what you are made of. Find your passion. Don't follow the crowd. Find what is unique to you and be consistent at it. For example, if you say I'm a graphic designer, it is a big word. There are many niches that you can actually niche down to. You could be a logo designer, a brand identity designer, a flyer designer, a marketing designer. You can be a video content creator. So find what you are, as in it easily flows with you, and be consistent at it. The problem with many people is that, for example, they start something this month, they will learn it halfway. The next month there's something that's copywriting, they will learn it halfway. The other month there's a video
Mm,
course, they will learn it halfway. The other month they will see the forex trading, they will learn it halfway. So they're just learning everything without actually mastering one of them. So find, while you are testing all these, it's okay, find the one that you're going to focus on and just be there. Just be there and give yourself decades. Don't just rush it. Give yourself decades to actually become an authority in this thing. And also be consistent. The problem with a lot of person also is the issue of consistency. Anybody can succeed in anything if they are consistent. I don't care who they are or what they are. If they are just consistent with little more time, they can be successful. So my advice to a person that looking at me, looking up to me as a mentor, that person, find exactly what you are good at and consistently do it. You will get to the top, definitely.
thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Another one is that how do you build real engagement on the online space?
Okay, how to build engagement on the online space. Now, number one, learn the act of storytelling. Storytelling
Okay.
actually connects with people. People want to engage with your content, but sometimes they don't actually resonate with it. So tell stories, market with stories, create content with stories around it. I discovered that when I share my story, people relate more with it and they engage more with it. So instead of just being fictional, create a story about yourself and also be original. People are aware when you copy stuff, because some persons will just like to copy things. When they find out that you're original, the content you are creating is original, they will engage it. And also, when you are creating content, also create content with a call to action. Don't just create content like that. Create content with a call to action. At the beginning, at the middle of your content, at the ending of your content, ask a question. Tell them to comment. Tell them, what do you think about this? Ask them a question. Tell them to click a link. If you do that, you will engage them the more. Then also learn how you can create content at specific time. People are online more, especially in the morning around 8, around 9, around 12 p.m., around 8 p.m., around 7 p.m., around 10 p.m. Create content around this time. And also, when one person interacts with your content, don't just leave them. Try as much as possible to reply to them. The more reply that the more reply you give to your followers, those your fans that engage your content, the more they will come back. So there are people that actually create content and somebody is actually telling them something in their comment and they are not finding time to go and respond to them. So respond to comments and you'll get more engagement.
Thank you so very much, sir.
You're
That will be the
welcome.
end. That will be the
Okay,
end of it.
okay. Thanks for
All
having
right.
me. Thank you,
You're welcome,
Abida
sir.
and Miss Nora.
Thank you,
Everyone,
sir.
okay?
You're welcome,
Thank you
sir.
so much.
All right, sir. Good evening, Miss Karimot Odebode.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great, amazing. Good evening, everyone. It's nice to be here today.
Huh. All right. It's so great to see your face. I'm a fan.
Thank you very much for the great words, and it's really my
You're welcome,
pleasure
ma'am.
to be here joining you today.
All right, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, you have 15 minutes to talk and 5 minutes for question and answers from people.
That's fine. So hello everyone. It's nice to be here today, and then I think that the topic I was going to speak on is how to grow and improve oneself as a youth, and not putting into consideration where you're coming from. That is to refuse to let your background hinder the growth. A lot of young people today. I mean, can you hear me properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great, amazing. A lot of young people today are doing amazingly well in where they meet themselves. And I think that I'll be sharing 7 tips on how we can grow and improve ourselves as a young person. Like I rightly said, a lot of young persons are doing fantastically well today on a national scale and also on an international scale. So, and then they do not put into consideration where they are coming from or probably the kind of school they went to or probably, they're coming from one slum or one village in Osun State or in Cross River. They just want to be the best version of themselves and then show the world the stuff they are made of. So the number one thing I would say, I would be coming from an angle of myself, how I've been able to use these skills and to develop myself. So the number one thing I always tell people is that for you to develop yourself, sorry, it's sort of like stormy here. Yeah, so for you to develop yourself, you need to read a lot. So reading is very much important. It's a matter of you cannot give what you don't have. So if you read, books from selected authors on how to improve yourself, you are going to learn by their words. So we learn from the words of people and also from the words that we hear. So yes, I would say that the number one thing that I would want to share with you is read a lot. Ask yourself, what are you reading? So you are like the reflection of the persons you are consuming. So as a young person, this is like the period for you to read. Look at books that are very that are key on development, not just development. It can be as it can be a fictional book. When you read at that moment, it develops it develops you. It makes you it expands your knowledge. You get to learn a lot of things. I mean, you can be in Nigeria and then you are reading about New York on the pages of a book. So books are very important. They are guides to doing life. So that's number one. Number two thing I would want to share is volunteer. As a young person, ask yourself, what are you doing with your time? Are you just lazing around in the house doing nothing, or you are volunteering your time for developmental projects that will be very useful for yourself? So yes, you have to develop yourself, volunteer your time, and look at the orphanage home in your area that you can just go out there to go just maybe like 1 hour or 2 hours of your time to go and probably teach the children maybe arithmetic or how to bake or how to knit. Volunteer your time. There is that process. So it's very important to develop you volunteer your time. Very much important. As students in the university, I would assume that a majority of my audience of young persons in the university, I mean, they're like development. Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh yeah, so they are like development projects that are out there that would even happen in your school. Go out there, be on the planning team. By then you meet new people. skills. I mean, you are working on the job, you are learning on the job, you are getting the experience, you are getting the education, you are getting the exposure. So yes, volunteering is very much important. And I like to tell people that I met a lot of people. I developed myself. I learned how to manage projects through volunteering. Going out there to volunteer my time, my resources to projects, to people, and all of that. So it's very important for you to volunteer your time. And yes, the third skill, the third tip I would want to share is which is very much important. Is ask yourself what you want. If you do not know what you want, you cannot know how to begin the journey. So it's very much important to sit yourself down and ask yourself, what exactly do I want from life? What makes me happy? What makes me sad? I mean, what would I do that I would get that huge satisfaction from? So ask yourself what you want. That's number one step to getting things done. So it's called self-realization. If you do not realize yourself, the journey can be quite easy. So yes, have that thing at the back of your head. Ask yourself, what do I want? That will shape your journey in life. And yes, after knowing what you want from life, then identify a skill. I mean, is it communication skill? Is it graphic designing? Is it writing? What do I want? Then work towards developing that skill. So yes, how do you develop your skills? You develop skills by volunteering, which I talked about, and also from mentorship. So yes, find people that are doing that thing that you want to develop yourself and tell them that you would want to be mentored. And when you talk about mentorship, you do not have to necessarily be in the person's face before you can get mentored by that person. You can be as much as possible, going stalking the person's website, looking at their social media, what are the things that they do, and how do I follow their steps? So you can get mentored by somebody without the person even knowing that you are like a mentee to them. So yes, find somebody that you want to see as a mentor, and also another one I wanted to say is that use positive affirmation. So the fact that you come from a slum in Osun State or AKT does not mean that you cannot be the next victim out there. So yeah, look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself positive affirmations. Yes, I am going to be this, I'm going to be that, and I'm going to make it happen. So that's number one. That's another thing. So I talked about reading, I talked about volunteering, I talked about asking yourself what you want, developing your skills, and also using positive affirmations. So yes, the 16th I would want to talk about is gratitude. Gratitude is very much important. And when we talk about gratitude, is being grateful to yourself, grateful to God, grateful to people that are around you. How best do you handle situations? Do you, when people do little things for you, do you just look at it like, well, it's nothing, or I mean, are you very much happy with what they have done? Do you show gratitude? Do you look at yourself and you are grateful for what you have achieved? So very much important as a young person. It is good for you to have this gratitude mindset. Is develop your mindset. So that those are ways for you to grow and improve yourself as a young person. Expand your knowledge, expand your reach, get the exposure, and then you see how things are going to be coming into place. Yeah, so I mean, I know that you've had a lot of all of these things, so that's why I wanted to itemize this so that you could work on it and not just bore you with enough stuff. Yeah. So if you have any question, let me know. I'll be here.
All right, ma. We have questions because we have questions from people, fans. We have questions. They said, what was your start into the journey of being an entrepreneur like? How does it look like to be an entrepreneur?
Oh, okay. Thank you for that question. So, number one thing, the kind of entrepreneur that I am, it's not the regular entrepreneur because I'm really into the development field. So I would say that as a person, so let me say, as a social entrepreneur, yeah. So I look at myself, I ask myself, what exactly do I want to do? What makes me, what am I passionate about? So when I say ask yourself what you want, I ask myself, what am I passionate about? So I'm passionate about young people. I'm passionate about education. I want to see a better Nigeria. So yes, so that's how I was able to get into the development stage by asking myself what I want and then get here. So yeah, I think that should answer your question. Am I correct? Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me?
All right. It was breaking when you were talking.
Can you hear me? Hello.
We can hear you, ma.
It's not
We can
supposed
hear
to
you.
start again.
Okay, yes. I don't know if you got
You can
my
hear me
answer.
clearly.
Yeah, very much. I can hear you.
All right. Someone else asked that how do we cope between youth and social media?
So yeah, yeah, so I like that question. When you talk about how can we cope as young persons, youth, and the social media, so there's a lot of things that the social media can be really beneficial to you. And yeah, I can categorically say that the social media has helped me in my journey as a young person, as an activist, as an advocate. It's how best it is a tool. So you ask yourself, how best do you handle the tool? It's a situation of there is a sharp knife, so it's yeah, there's another person that would use the knife to to their own personal use, probably to make things easier for themselves to cut foodstuffs and all of that. And there's another person when you give the knife to a small child, we are always very mindful so that the small child would not cut himself or herself. So when it comes to social media as young persons, we should have this mindset that the social media is a tool, so when you see it as a tool and not a master of you, you are able to utilize it, you're able to direct it to ways that will benefit you. So see it as a way for you to amplify your voice. See it as a way for you to amplify things that you're passionate about. Talk about the things you're doing positively with the use of social media. And then there are a lot of people out there they want to hear your story. They want to listen to your story. So very much important. Use the social media effectively as a tool to tell your story, to let people know the actions you're taking in your community, in your society, in your nation. So yes, that's how best you can utilize the social media for your own very good as a young person.
All right, thank you, ma. Another person says Nigeria as a case study. How do you see the future of Nigeria if youths get into control?
Oh yeah. So the thing about it is that I feel that we should have been in the era of where youth are in control in us in the country. So it's like a old news, and really hope that it becomes good news soon. So yes, young people are very much active. They are vibrant. They are taking charge in each of the various sectors that they are in. You see how young persons are making us proud in the the common youth called happened in Birmingham. We saw how they were flying the flag of the country high. Those are young people. We see how the music sector they are moving very very good. I mean, yeah, I was in Rwanda about 2 months ago, and there was a concert, and there was like a get together, and funny enough, 75% of the songs that were being played in each of the each day, it was a 3 days event, were Nigerian songs. And funny thing was those people were vibing to it. I mean, Young people from Rwanda, young people from Ghana, young people from Kenya, even people from Asian country, from America, from the UK, they were singing this song. And then that was a moment of realization for me that young people are really moving things in the society. But the bad thing is the fact that they are not allowed to do this thing. So take for example, we young people are given the opportunity to steer the wheel of this country. I can tell you that we are going to get to the promised land because we make a lot of we make a good percentage of the population. So yes, we know what we want. We know what the problem is. We know where the shoe is pinching us. So we can best remove the shoe and then rub the feet very well. So yes, I look forward to when young people are able to direct this country. It's very much important. We need to be in that light. Unfortunately, we are not currently there. So I really hope that one day we are able to do that. So yes, I have that belief. I have that affirmation that if young people are made to be leaders in each of us, the legislative, the executive arm of government, the judiciary arm of government, things are going to turn around for good for this country.
All right, Ma. Thank you so very much, Ma. The last one on the list. How can I positively influence my environment? Can you
Hello,
hear
I
me,
didn't
Ma?
hear the question. No, not at all. I cannot hear you. Could you come again with the question?
I can't hear you properly. The network is really
Can you
breaking
hear
here.
me?
So,
Yeah, I could not hear you. Can you hear me now? It seems that your network isn't too good. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay, yeah. So I think there's a problem with our network.
yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great. So I did not get a last question. She wanted to ask me a question, but I did not get that.
Yeah, I think Nurat is having network issues.
Oh, okay.
the question was
Okay.
chat, please.
Nurat, can you repeat that? Nurat, I can't hear you. Okay, I think Nurat is having network issues. Bye. If you can hear me, please signify.
Oh, yes, please, I can hear
Yes, I
you.
can hear you.
Okay, okay. Um, Mrs. Karimot, was she done asking you the questions? Because for a while I was also out because of network.
Not really. I couldn't hear the question properly. She had one last question,
Okay,
and I was trying to do the question.
all right. Let me quickly go through the questions. Okay. Did she? Okay, I think she already asked you what was your start into the journey of being an entrepreneur like?
Yeah, it was supposed to be a last
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah,
question.
she typed it.
That's another last.
Okay. Okay, so someone asked, how can I positively impact my environment?
Oh, okay. So I think that should be the sum total of what the tips I shared earlier. So for you to positively impact your society, you need to ask yourself how best do you want to, or where do you come from, what does your society really need you? Because if your society do not need a borehole and you are trying to get a borehole for them, that's like a wasted effort. So ask this, how can you what is the deficiency of your community, and then put into work. Is it that there are not enough primary school teachers or secondary school teachers? You volunteer your 2 hours, 3 hours per day in a local community school. And so yes, to ask yourself, what exactly does my community need? And then volunteer on projects and community projects. Yes, so I think that those are the best way for you to impact your society well. Give your all to people, your time, your resources. Yeah, so those are ways I think that you should be able to impact your society.
All right, ma. Thank you so very much, ma.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, ma. Thank you, ma. That's the end of the question and answer and everything. Your words are very much impactful and important. They are so very much rigid. Thank you, ma. The next person you'll be having here as our speaker is Miss Abida Alabi. Good evening, ma.
Please, if you can hear me, kindly indicate.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Sorry it took this long for me to get to this point.
You are welcome. You can continue.
I'm going to continue from where Mr. Nee. Alright, so I'm going to continue from where Mr. Nee stopped because we have similar topics. That is how it's been like growing up as a Nigerian youth, how I moved from where I was to where I currently am, and my motivation for my growth and position today. Then my advice to the youth listening and everyone else. Okay, I think Norat is back. All right, so growing up as a teenager, I stayed in for 6 years to get my secondary school education, and where I stay is more of an urban to rural place. And you might ask, why did I have to shuttle between two states? The reason is my dad had the education that they will need, and my place of residence being an urban to rural area had little or no quality schools. That's why I had to shuttle. So there are some days when I would get to school around 9 a.m. in the morning, where I think we would have our second period then. So I usually missed out doing as a tech person and as a writer when I was in senior secondary school. That was when I was invited by a teacher of mine to come and write for him. My growth that we face. There are a lot of setbacks that I've faced. I've made mistakes, I've made errors. Seem like okay, I don't think I can move on, but because I've seen what it feels like, because I've seen what it feels like to suffer, and I've seen what it also feels like to enjoy. I decided not to stay. I decided to move from where I was to where I was to where I need to be. So let me see. My motivation for my growth today, I think I just talked about that. Then my advice to youths, my advice to youths and everyone listening to this, and I'm making this as short as possible because I don't know when next my network is going to fluctuate. Like I said, my advice to everyone listening to this: I've made mistakes, I've committed errors, but I've also learned and I've become better with every mistake I made. Dear young ones like me, do not be afraid to make any mistake. Do not be afraid to start, just like Mr. Nee said. And of course, you can't shine like a diamond without having to be caught like a diamond. Meaning whatever you can't aim for greatness without wanting to suffer before you get there. So keep pushing, never be afraid to make setbacks. Nurat, do you have questions for me?
Yes, we have questions. How do you get to speak out and speak well amazingly? From what you understand. Can you hear me?
Okay, let me see. I guess I'm going to go through. Let me check the questions myself since you sent them to me.
All
Okay, the
right.
first question I have here for myself is how do I get to speak out well? Okay, one thing is this: you need to have a passion for whatever you want to do. You need to love whatever you want to do. It's not just about speaking, but about whatever you intend to do. If it's studies, even if it's studies,
All right. So sorry about that, guys. In our absence, the questions he has are that how do you get to speak out and speak well amazingly? She'll be here very soon just to answer our questions. She will answer them for to be able to answer them. While we wait for her, I hope everything Mr. Niyi has said, Mr. Niyamuda has said, Miss Karima everybody has said it. I think all those things will not just go down the lane. They are going to make impact because the situation that we are, we need to find things done by ourselves for ourselves so that we won't live regretting so many things in this life. We need to understand that things are not going to be good every time. We are bound to make mistakes. We are bound to see things from different perspectives. We are bound to learn from our mistakes, and we should be ready to face it the way it comes. And we should not let God out of our plans. Any plans you have, you should always include God to it because if there is no God, there is no you. If there is no God in your plans, there is no you yourself. So if Miss Abida will not be making it back to this place because the network has shown us what we cannot see today, this moment. So I would like to go back to what all the speakers have said. Mr. Nee said he studied welding and fabrication in school, but he had the calls that he needed to go into graphic designing, and he's really doing well. He listened to the call and found his passion. Then he tried on it, and everything is working out fine for him. So you should know your passion. You should work with it. You should work around your passion. You should nail it and stop beating around the bush. He said, some people will still cuss about baking today, they will go for it. Web designing tomorrow, they will go for it. Graphic design with your smartphone, they will go for it. Know one thing that you want and be consistent. He said that. And he said you should be a person of extreme value. You should be a person of extreme value in the sense that what you give should be great so that what you will collect, what you receive from people will be blessed and spirit. He said you should leave your comfort zone. He also stated that it is not an overnight something, it is always over time. He said you should chase after your personal development. You should always know about your personal development. You face your fears. There is no how you can conquer your fears than just to face it. You just have to face it. Accept yourself the way you are. If you need to change anything about yourself, if you need to add anything to yourself or you need to remove anything to yourself, make sure that it is a thing that will add value to you and to your society, not the thing that will reduce you of you being a human being, that will reduce you of your quality as a human being. And going towards, and he said you should create content to a call to action. And again, he said you should reply your fans. Once you give out a content and people are giving you feedback, they are sending you their reports. You should not just look at it and just overlook. You should go into it, you should talk to them. The way you respond, it will give them more boost in them to talk about your product. They will see that this person is willing to hear us, this person is willing to accept his or her mistakes. Then they will really, really want to go more because they know that if I should comment, he or she is going to reply, and not in a rude way, more reasonable manner. I'm going to miss and what Miss Karibos Odebode said. She said you need to read a lot. If you read, reading changes someone's perspective. If you're reading a book and you're reading about the America and you're a Nigerian and you're reading about American culture or anything, you will know about it. If you want to write anything out about America, it will take you back to what you've read in the book, and you will surely have paragraphs to write. You understand? And she said you should give yourself positive affirmations. Do not look down on giving yourself positive affirmations. You should always show gratitude. That is key, that is important. You should show gratitude. You should identify your skills and build it, be it communication skills, writing skills, any skill that you know you have. You should build it. She said you should be able to volunteer. That volunteering goes a very long way. The more you volunteer, the more you get exposed, the more exposed you get. You meet new people, you learn new things, you take new things, you understand? You feed your inner mind new things. And mind you, let it always be positive things. Because if you feed yourself negative things, it's not going to be well. It will affect your lifestyle, it will affect you mentally, it will affect you physically, and you will like it. So I'll be wrapping up, and I'll be using this short form from me myself to my amiable listeners. I'll use this to say thank you to you, despite the fact that network was messing up, everything was flopping. But alhamdulillah, we are coming to the end of the program. Thank you so very much for sticking around. Thank you so very much for sticking with us. And I go this way to say thank you. I appreciate it, no matter how small it is. It means a lot. Please appreciate it. Okay? What is a jiggy youth generation to you? I ask you, what is a jiggy youth generation to you? We are the hopes in the eyes of the elders. We are the reasons for a future to hold. We are the brightest light in the future that is coming. We are the brightest light in the future that is coming. Let's put that into experiment. Let's spread our wings and soar higher as we can. Let's move strong laws out of the theories and to make a brighter future references. Let's believe in reciprocation. Let us reciprocate. No matter what we get, we give. And give into the world our positive us and see what it has in return. Let's know that you know what you give and you shall get what you give. So let's do it right and let's do it well. Thank you so very much for attending. And another one is coming from Mr. Vida. She said, "You should live to impact and not to impress." That one too is deep. So I'll be calling on Mr. Ismail to give us voice content.
Good evening. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you all. Those people that join us live and those people that they are just watching. We, whichever one of us that we can't take you for granted. We really appreciate your efforts. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your data. We appreciate everything or that God have used for you on this program, or our guest speaker, or Honorable Laure Abiodun, Honorable Mrs. Karimat Odebode, Mr. Niji Amuda. I will really appreciate you, Sister Honorable Abida Labi. We appreciate you all, and we are looking forward to hear from you again. And our anchor, kudos to you. I don't know if you know that I'm so impressed. Like you amazed me, and we are looking forward to meet you again and meet all of us. Let's subscribe to this channel. Things are coming up. We just started. Yes, we just started. Even we have lots of speaker. We have network that we can bring to you to build yourself, your personal development and develop skills development and whatever we can to move Africa forward. Yes, we need your support. Thank you so much. Ismail Amin Olamide, popularly known as by Creativity, and blessed with you all. I'm so happy. I'm Africa. Africa is doing us well. I'm also happy that I'm Nigerian. Nigeria is doing up great Nigerian. Nigeria shall be great forever. Great Africa. Africa shall be great forever. God bless Nigeria. God bless Africa. God bless our great speaker. God bless our anchor. God bless Youth Impact, and God bless Youth Impact Summit. We are looking forward to live soon on all our program. You can visit our website, youthimpact.com. Register, follow the link, or click on anyone you can participate. You are highly welcome. And secondly, 2023, stay tuned. Is either be live, we will show you live, online, and physically by God grace. Our Youth Impact Summit. This time, this day again, not it may not be this time, this day again next year, 12th 13th of August. We'll be live every year by God grace for Youth Impact Summit. We are youth, and the future of Africa is in our hand, and we are ready to impact and move it forward. Thank you so much. Oh, bye.
Thank you so very much. Bye, everyone. We love you. We care about you. And we shall hear from us soon. Bigger and better. Please, and network will be better by that time. Thank you for staying with us. Bye.